Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a knife from a company that I was actually not very familiar with. This is a company called HX Outdoors. I actually came across them while I was at SHOT Show earlier this year, and I was looking through their booth. They had some pretty interesting stuff there, and they asked if I'd be interested in checking out one of their knives, and I said yes, so they went ahead and provided me one, and I've been carrying it off and on as part of my EDC for the past couple months, and I wanted to go ahead and showcase it for you guys because, again, this was a new company to me, HX Outdoors. And it's a pretty interesting knife, and if you guys are interested, I will leave a link below to their site. You can go ahead and check out the knife or any of the other knives that they have available, because they do have quite a few different models for you guys to look through. So first things first, I really like this box. I know packaging or boxes is not a big thing for some folks, but some people do decide to keep their knives in their boxes. I normally, I'm 50-50. If it's a cool looking box, I might keep it, or a case or something like that. If it's just a generic cardboard box, I will toss it. So with this one, I'll definitely be keeping this one. It does have their company logo right in the front there. It says everyone deserves an exceptional knife, and that's really cool. And besides that, that's pretty much all in all, that's all that the box has on it. So you do have a latch right here, and it opens up. And then inside, you just have the knife right there. Now, I'm not sure if this is the retail packaging. This is the box that I got from them at the show. So again, your flavor might vary if you end up picking one of these up. It hopefully will come with the same box, but you might get a little bit more, maybe some paperwork or something like that inside. Who knows? We'll take the knife out, and then we will take the box off to the side here. And here is the knife itself. Now, as far as the knife goes, again, I've been carrying it off and on for the past couple of months now, and it's a great knife. It carries very easy. It's a perfect example of an EDC knife, is the way that I would categorize this knife itself. This particular model is actually the TD-15T, and that's specific to this model here. They do have quite a few different models and a couple different colors, different blade shapes and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in this particular one, again, this one is the TD-15T, right? So if you go on their site and you're looking it up, you know, that's the one that you're going to see here in the video. So as you see here, it has this kind of titanium color handle, and that is because the handle is made out of titanium alloy. Now, I'm not exactly sure how that compares to the handles that say they're just titanium, but I can tell you that it's a great feel on the hand. It feels really, really nice. I do like all of the different like grooves and stuff like that that the handle itself has. I like it when the pattern on the handle is it kind of goes in different directions. So you have some of these lines that are going up and down. Then you have these boxes. You do have these cutouts here in the on the center of the handle. Then you have the lines going up and down again. And then at the very back right there, I don't know if you guys can see it, but you do have the word titanium alloy etched into the bottom of the handle there. So really cool feeling handle. It feels really, really nice in the hand. And this is just in the closed position. When you do deploy the blade and you're actually using the knife, it is a very, very comfortable knife. I can tell you that. Again, in my opinion, it's a great example of an EDC knife. It's a knife that is going to be able to do pretty much anything that you would need a knife to do on a regular daily basis. On the opposite side, you do have your pocket clip. Now, for me, for my personal preference, I would prefer this pocket clip to ride a little bit higher so that the knife actually rides lower in the pocket. This is not a low ride clip, so you're going to see about this much of the knife actually sticking out of your pocket. Again, for my personal preference, I would rather it ride a little bit lower, but you do have a pretty nice lanyard hole in the back here, so if you did want to throw a lanyard on there, you can go ahead and do that. Now, the pocket clip has really nice retention. It allows the knife to actually slide in and out of your pocket very nicely. Now, it is a tip-up carry knife, but only right side. It was not tapped for the left side, which is interesting because, you know, you could have definitely done it. As you guys can see, the pattern is basically the same. So they could have definitely done it on the other side, but they decided to just keep it right side carry or right hand carry. You do get those holes on the center of the handle on the opposite side as well. One of the things that I was noticing at first before I actually even started carrying it is if those holes were going to get in the way of me actually putting the knife in and out of my pocket, and I can tell you that it doesn't. You have enough of a little ramp right here on the pocket clip end where the knife can actually slide into your pocket and nothing gets snagged in those holes. On the back right here, you have a back spacer, which goes all the way through, and then about halfway through the knife itself there. I think it makes it look really nice. You know, it definitely finishes it off. For me, it's neither here nor there whether it's completely open or it has the back spacer, especially because you do have the holes on either side of the handle material as well. So it's neither here nor there. You do have a flipper tab right at the top there. It is a pretty small flipper tab, which is nice, but it is very easy to get to, and it does have a little bit of jimping on there, so your finger is going to catch on there very nicely. So I'll go ahead and deploy the blade so you guys can see that. And there it is. As you can see, using that flipper tab, the blade deploys very, very nicely. Again, very, very ergonomic handle, especially as I have it here in my hands. It is very comfortable. Now, taking a look at the knife, you have an overall length of 7.28 inches and a blade length of 2.95 inches, so just shy of 3-inch blade. Again, perfect for majority of EDC tasks, opening up stuff, packages, mail, cutting rope, cutting paracord, things like that, processing cardboard. This knife is going to be able to do that very, very nicely. It does come in at a weight of 3.7 ounces, so it's not the lightest knife out there, but it's not too heavy at all. You're definitely not going to feel it when you're carrying it in your pocket. As I mentioned, the flipper tab just have a little bit of jimping on it, but then you also get jimping on the thumb ramp right there. Your thumb naturally wants to kind of settle in there, and that's going to give you a really, really nice grip on the knife itself. You do have a pretty nice finger choil right there, and when I deploy the blade, my finger naturally just wants to rest right in there. But then you have a secondary finger choil right at the front there, so if you did want to choke up and do some, some more intricate cuts or something like that, you are able to choke up on the handle there and onto the blade, and that's going to be able to, give you that really comfortable kind of choked up hold of the knife itself. Now, this is a liner lock, and as you guys can see, the liner is right there. It does have a little bit of almost like serrations on it, which I think they did that so that your thumb catches on it. It's neither here nor there for me. I don't think it's necessary. It protrudes enough, and I'll deploy the blade again. It protrudes enough without having to have those serrations on there. Some people have complained that it makes it a little bit sharp. Again, depending on how much you're using your knife, if you're going to be opening and closing it quite often, then I could see where that might, get a little bit irritating on your thumb. But, if it's something that you're going to use sporadically here and there, then, you won't really have to worry about it. Now, besides the flipper tab at the top, you do have a hole right here on the blade, and that's going to allow you to ride the blade open if you wanted to do it a little bit slower, a little bit smoother. But it'll also allow you to do a reverse flick. If you wanted to do that, you can go ahead and do that. I know some folks really like that. As far as the blade itself, again, it's 2.95 inches. It does come to not a very aggressive tip, but the tip is well enough to be able to purchase any poke anything if you needed to go ahead and puncture something. That's the word I was looking for. Puncture something to be able to get the blade in there to start your cut. That tip is going to allow that. You do get a little bit of a belly right there. Again, perfect for majority of EDC tasks. And as far as blade material, this is sporting D2 blade steel. I can tell you that the blade was very, very sharp right out of the box, and it's performed very nicely. It's one of the better performing D2 blade or knives with a D2 blade that I have. I've actually haven't had to sharpen it that much, but when I have, it's it's been very easy to do so. And then you can just go ahead and disengage the blade, disengage the log, and then it closes back up, nice and centered as all your knives should be. So again, this is a really awesome example of just what a regular EDC knife should be. I think it looks really nice. It definitely carries very well. It fits really nice in my hands, at least. I have large size hands, so in my hands it fits very, very nicely. It's not too heavy. It's not too light where it's going to feel like you're not going to be able to bear down on it, especially if you're like processing cardboard or stuff like that, and you want to push cuts and stuff like that. You're not going to have to worry about that. Again, this model is the TD-15T. I don't know if you guys can see it. It is stamped on the bottom of the blade right there. and then D2 on the opposite side of the blade. So if you guys are interested, like I mentioned, I'll go ahead and leave a link to the HX Outdoors website in the description below. Go ahead and check out the knife. If you're in the market for a good example of what an EDC knife should be, this one definitely does. I'll check a lot of those boxes, especially in the looks and feel department. It also performs very well. As I said, it's not something that's going to blow your socks away per se, but it's also not something that is going to disappoint you in any way. So if you're on the market to try a really cool knife from a company that maybe you don't know too much about, again, I was not aware of the company until I came across their booth at SHOT Show, HX Outdoors. I would definitely recommend that you check them out. So there it is. Again, that is a look at the TD-15T model from HX Outdoors. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.